Well, hello again, my friends. Debbie here with Debbie Gets Crafty, and I hope you were able to catch You Caught Me Crafting with Janet Michelle. She is such a great time, and I hope you had a chance to catch her premiere and enjoy it as much as I did. And I also slipped away, had a nice cup of coffee, and enjoyed some Christmas breakfast with my husband, and had a chance to relax and watch her premiere. And I'm back. And so what I'd like to do is cover some information about, we gave you some tips on starting your first diamond painting. Now we're going to move into, say you enjoy your first diamond painting and you'd like to do more. And you'd like to upgrade some of your accessories that you used. Because remember, we had the basic toolkit, which came with the pen, with the boat, and with the pad of wax. And let's see here. And I do have that. There we go. Sorry about that. So you have your basic pen. You also have your boat and your pad of wax that came in your toolkit with your painting that we used. And now you decided you may want to explore upgrading some of your pieces of equipment to something that's a little more comfortable. So I'd like to go ahead and show some of the items that I have had, that I've gotten to upgrade and make my diamond painting experience a little more comfortable for myself. And so first off, what I'd like to do, let's talk about the applicator pen. Quite functional. It does the trick. It allows you to place a single drill onto your painting. The other side accommodates what they call a multi-placer, and this is what a multi-placer will look like. It has a little slot on the top of it where you can place multiple drills, and you can place multiple drills onto your painting. It works fine. But you find that if you're using it for several hours, because I can sit there and diamond paint for several hours. So I find that by using this pink pen, after a while my hand does start to cramp up a little bit. So I did a little research, and I did find some pens that were more comfortable. They were more ergonomic, and they fit my hand better. They were a little thicker, and they made it a little more comfortable for me to diamond paint for a longer period of time. So one of those pens that I happened to get, I actually got this pen for a Christmas gift from my dear friend Erica, and I wanted to show this pen to you. So this is the pen that Erica gave me. Isn't that sweet? It's so sparkly and beautiful, and it's pink. It's an acrylic pen, and I don't know if you could tell, I don't know if the camera will pick up on this, but the pen has a bit of a wave to it. And the reason why is because, and it's a little thicker, if you can tell, it is much thicker than the basic pen. And it's easier to handle, and the wave on the pen gives it a little bit more of a better grip. And I also have a multi-placer on the other end of the pen, but it is so much more comfortable to work with. And I'll leave in the description the link where you can get this pen. I know how much it was because I actually picked it as a gift and put it on a wish list, so I'll be able to go ahead and pull that information and share that in the description below. But it's a really nice, comfortable pen. So if you do your homework, this is found on Amazon. They also have shops in Etsy. People they make their own custom pens and sell them on Etsy. They sell them on eBay. They sell them in their own shops. There's many different places that you can find pens. So, if you do your homework, you can find a pen that will be comfortable for you, and price varies. This is a more reasonable pen. They have pens that are slightly higher in price, custom pens that you can get. So, you know, you're just limited by what you want to spend and what your comfort is. But we upgraded, I upgraded to different pens, and this happens to be the pen that I'm using now, and it's a very comfortable pen. So that's your pen. Now we'll move on to the boat, the tray. This is your typical tray that you get with any diamond painting. And of course, it is a bit on the smaller side. My husband gifted me a while ago, gifted me one of these trays, and this is also a tray found on Amazon, and I'll link the description below where you can get this on Amazon. And as you can tell, it is much larger than the green boat, which really is very nice, because with the smaller green boat, you'd have to fill it several times if you're doing a larger area of the same color, which is not a big deal, but it's much easier when you have a larger boat. So this tray actually has a little added feature. This has this little end that comes out where you can pour your drills back into your container or your bag or whatever you're working with. And it's got slightly higher ridges on it, so you can line the drills up nicely. So, and trays also come in a wide variety of different colors, sizes, shapes, with lids, ones that have just regular pour spouts, ones that have special pour spouts. They are custom made. You can get them custom made with your name embossed on them. You can get them from Etsy. You can get them from different folks who have their own websites. And the more you get into diamond painting and the more you watch YouTube channels, you'll see, and you can follow folks on Facebook as well. You'll see that different folks have different places that you can buy pens, trays, and different accessories like that. So, you know, this happens to be the tray that I like to use. It's, you know, simple, basic, but it's a lot bigger than this original tray that I was using. And so it's a great tray to have. So that's something that I like to use. Now, as far as the wax goes, I'm a pretty simple kind of gal when it comes to the wax. I do typically use the wax that comes with the kits, and they work fine for me. You can also use, if you went to a party store or to your Dollar Tree or Walmart, in their party section you'll see, or their crafting section may have it, what they call glue dots. And what they are is, on a strip of paper, these little tiny clear dots of glue. And you can use those to diamond paint. You put them in your applicator and they work just fine. They work just like the wax. The best part about the glue dots is that you don't have to load your pen up with the wax as frequently. You'll get much more time with one application with the glue dot than you will with the wax. Now, I have to admit, I do use glue dots as well every so often, but mostly I don't mind using the wax that comes with the kit. Now, if you've noticed, I have a pen here with a special tip on it. This is a stainless steel tip, and I'll also include the link down below to where you could get that on Amazon. And I like using the stainless steel tips. If you notice, on the pink pens, the tip, it's actually like a brass type of a tip. Now, when I apply the drills to the canvas, I do tend to press a little hard, a little more deep. I use a little more pressure. So over the course of time, if you're using these single placers with the brass tip, they will tend to bend and, you know, become misshapen. So it will become more and more difficult to pick up drills. But with the stainless steel tip, it keeps its shape. It lasts a lot longer. And I really like them. They're very durable. And they're very reasonably priced as well. I will get you the link to get yourself some, if you consider switching out the tips of the pens, you can consider a stainless steel tip. And so the next thing I'd like to show you, if you'd like to upgrade, is your storage. Now remember, earlier on this morning, we were working from the bags of drills. We would cut the bag open, we would pour some of the drills into the boat, and we would use them and then pour the rest back into the bag and seal it shut with a piece of tape. That works fine. I enjoy, and I find it much easier and much more organized to use a container. And the containers that I like to use are these little bottles. Now this particular container, again, Amazon. I am a budget-friendly kind of gal. So this container happened to be on Amazon, very reasonably priced. And they come with 30 of these round bottles with the screw tops. And what I do is I take a label, a sheet of labels, and you can get these sheets of labels at your Dollar Tree, Walmart, any office supply store. And I will write the number and the symbol on for each of the colors that I need. And then I'll stick them to the top of the lids. And then I'll go ahead and fill the containers with that particular color. And then it's easier to store. I can just, if I have to move my diamond painting anywhere, I can take it with me if I travel. And it's just a nice little compact kit to have. And I like having the jars with the screw tops. There's many different types of containers out there. They have containers that look like Tic Tac jars. That's what they're referred to here in the diamond painting world. Tic Tac containers. There's a bit oblong and they have a small opening on the top. Then they have other containers that that are similar to, for example, they're smaller, but they open and they have hinges on them, plastic hinges and plastic, fasteners, and they work well too. I find, however, that over time, by flipping the lid open and then using it and closing it, flipping it open again later on, with time and use, sometimes the hinge itself could break, sometimes the part that clicks to seal the container, that might give away and break. So I find that having the round containers with the screw tops is much better for me personally. Give it a shot. Look online. I will leave a link for this particular type of set online, but of course you can do your homework and what is convenient and comfortable for you as well. But this is the type of set that I like to use. And what I did was, I did fill most of these up, and I just wanted to save the last few colors that I had left and just show you what I do. So I started out by labeling my containers, and then what I'll do now is I'm up to number 22. So I'll take number 22 and I'll unscrew the lid. I'll take my scissors and I'll open the bag up and I'll just pour the drills into the bag like so. Put the lid back on and we'll move on. And I just really enjoy, having this particular type of container, and it holds 30 of these bottles, which your typical, if you were to buy diamond paintings from Amazon or from a budget-friendly site, the typical number of colors that you'll get range between, I would say, about 22 to 27 colors. So you'll have more than enough space Now, which is good. You see I have 3 extra containers. Now, there have been times where you may get a color that has more than one bag. It might be a dominant color in your painting. And so you may need to use an extra bottle. Well, you'll have those available. That's what I like about the 30 count of the containers. And you can get containers from Harbor Freight. If you have a Harbor Freight in your area, they sell containers. They're plastic containers, and they have a square, flat square container in them. And I think they have about 24 of those containers in the case. And a lot of time they're used to store nuts and bolts and washers and such. Well, you can use them to store your diamond drills as well, and they're really nice as well. So, and they have the ones with the lids with, you know, the fasteners on them. And I like those a great deal. I happen to have 2 of them myself. So, but these seem to be what I really gravitate towards. So we're going to continue on. And then once we get finished putting our drills in their containers, and again, you're only limited by your budget and your imagination. I mean, you know, you do your homework and they have, you know, different containers that you can use. I know of people that they go to like a restaurant supply store, or you can even get them on Amazon. If you've ever seen the little plastic ketchup containers with the lids that you can get from a restaurant, or that holds salsa or ketchup or condiments or something, and they're just little plastic cups, and people use those as well, and they'll label them and keep their drills there. So I mean, you're limited by your imagination. You know, do what works for you. This happens to work for me, and I find it very, you know, very accessible, very easy, very neat. You know, it's a small footprint. If I do have a canvas that has more than the 30 colors, I do have larger storage containers that have 60 of these bottles in them, and they are a hard-sided case with fabric on them. Those were a little bit more money. They were purchased on Amazon as well. And if you pull up storage for diamond beads, then on Amazon you'll see a plethora of different options, just like with the pens and with the boats, with the trays. If you pull something up like that on Amazon, you'll see it's an endless, you know, an endless line of different products that you can look at and see which product might be best for you. Again, myself, I like to go cheap and cheerful, and it gets the job done because I really do like the diamond painting the most. So, and this is the journey to get to the diamond painting. And we're almost done. We have one more to do. I certainly hope you're having a great Christmas morning so far. Mine has been absolutely wonderful. Getting to enjoy watching everybody's Christmas premieres and commenting with everybody. It's been fun. And so we're on our last package. There you go. And we're done. Not everybody is a fan of what we call kitting up, preparing our drills to, you know, do our diamond painting. I love it. I just love the whole process. It's very relaxing to me. So we'll discard those. We'll put our scissors away. And let's go ahead and continue on. Now, there's another little upgrade that you might want to consider. My eyesight isn't all that wonderful. So I use what they call a light pad. Now, those who are familiar with light pads, you might trace or draw. You know, you might be familiar with using a light pad. This happens to be my very first light pad that I ever owned. And very reasonably priced. I got it from Amazon. Let me just bring it around this way. I got it from Amazon. And again, very reasonably priced. It's on the smaller side, but that's okay. You know, for what I need it for, it works fine. Again, this particular size, very reasonably priced. I don't think it was more than $12 or maybe $15. If you can, you know, if that's something that's in your budget, then by all means, it's always a good investment. And I'll show you. So let's go ahead. We'll turn this light out. And we'll put our painting under here. This is best for when you need to see in the darker areas of your painting, because sometimes the symbols don't show up as clearly. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but the symbols don't look as vibrant as they do in the lighter colors. So this is the best time to have a light pad. So what I'm going to do is this particular light pad, you put your finger, you hold your finger on it, and it gets brighter. And that's to the brightest level. And you see how that brings that out? Now I'm going to go ahead and bring it in closer. There we go. Sorry I went so fast. Okay, so we're going to focus on the cow's ear. Okay, and as you can tell, let's bring back the plastic. As you can tell, let's do this. Now, yes, you can see it. You know, I have a bright light overhead, but most of the time I have a very difficult time making out the letters and numbers and symbols in a darker area. But with my light pad on, I find it works much better. And I'll be honest with you, my friends, I use the light pad for all of my diamond painting, whether it's a large picture, a small picture, a bright light picture, a darker picture. I use my light pad all the time. I love it. So I'm just used to, you know, using it. So what I'd like to do now is, since we're done looking at some of the accessories, and honestly, there's so many more accessories you can get into looking at different items, like different alternatives to the wax, the glue dots. They make a putty. There's putties out there that you can use that are like a thicker, it's a thicker grayish color, almost like a paste. And that works very well. A lot of folks use that as well to put in their diamond pens, their diamond painting pens. So really, you do your homework on that as well. You look up on Amazon and you look at the different items, and you'll see, you know, it's endless, the different products out there. But I just wanted to bring you a few of the products and give you some of the, some information on some of the products that you may want to decide to upgrade to should you want to continue to diamond paint. And I certainly hope you do. I find this craft very relaxing and enjoyable. And so what I thought we would do is go ahead and continue on doing a little bit more diamond painting while we have a little bit more time left. And so I thought I would sit here and diamond paint with you, and I may not talk all that much. I thought I would give you all a chance to relax and just have some nice, you know, quiet time. I may chat a little bit, but let's go ahead. We'll get started, do a little bit of quiet time diamond painting on this beautiful Christmas morning. And there we go. So I'll take my tray and I'm going to put I'll move this back a little bit. There we go. And I'll keep my tray on it as well. Just like that. So I figured we would work on this area right down here in the corner. So I think I'll work with the letter K, which is right down here in the corner. So I'll go to my little box of drills, look for the letter K, the symbol K, and I'll pour some out. Now what I like to do when I take a color out, I'll set it aside. I will not put it back in the box because I've been known to forget what letter I was working on. If I look away or step away for a moment and come back, I might forget. So I'll keep this set aside. And this way I'll know that's what I was working on. Now, if you notice, you have a little pile of drills there, or diamonds or gems, whatever you'd like to call them. So what I like to do is I like to give it a little shimmy shake and then just tap it ever so slightly. Give it a little shimmy shake and tap it, and the drills will just slide right down into place. Now I'm not all about having every single one of them set perfectly. That's not me. I'm happy with that. So we'll set this down. I'll pick up my first drill and we'll start. And I'm just going to pick a random spot. As long as it has the letter K, that's where we will put our gem. There we go. Now, if you can tell, you can hear that little popping sound. That is because I do actually have a glue dot in the tip of this particular pen. And it really adheres to the diamond. And when the diamond sticks to the canvas, it makes that little popping sound. So we'll continue onward. And we'll get a little spot done here with the K. Why don't we bring it down a little closer? And we'll move this. All right, there we go. And so we'll continue on. Anywhere that there's a K, I'm going to place one of these drills. And we've got a couple down here. I've been diamond painting for, my gosh, almost 2 years now, and I absolutely love it. I have given paintings as gifts, and I enjoy making them for other people. I have several Christmas themed paintings that I've done and that are hanging in my living room, and I'll tell you, it just adds something special. When you have a completed diamond painting and you stand back and you watch those diamonds literally glisten, it makes the image pop so nicely, and it's just a really nice craft to get into. And I keep saying this, but it does bear repeating. You're limited only by your imagination. You really are. And they do make other accessories other than the accessories that I've shown you. They have what they call washi tape, which can be used to outline the edge of your diamond painting, because sometimes your diamond painting, the poured glue will be will be over the edge of your diamond painting. And if you don't have anything covering it, just your basic dust and everyday, you know, things like that can make the edges look a little dingy or dirty or dusty. So some people put washi tape down. I myself, I'm a very basic kind of gal when it comes to this craft. So I actually use masking tape or painter's tape. It's very gentle on the canvas and it does the trick. It covers up a multitude of, you know, areas. And it also, I've also used it to secure my painting to my light pad, because it doesn't harm the light pad any. It's very gentle adhesive on painter's tape and on masking tape. So I actually use it, if you notice, while I'm diamond painting, as I'm pulling the pen away, it pulls the painting a little bit up. And for me to stop that from happening, what I do is I put a little masking tape on the light pad. As a matter of fact, I can show you. There we go. I just happen to have my roll of masking tape, cheap and cheerful. And I'll take a small piece, tear it off, and I'll use it to, there we go. And then I might take a small piece and place it down here on the bottom. And that usually helps to keep it secure. So then we'll continue on. And I'll bring this back over here. There we go. You may hear some noises. My husband is doing our breakfast dishes from our Christmas breakfast. There we go. Much better. Now I can go ahead and place my drills and not have to worry about it. I know it looks like it's lifting up, but it really isn't. It's very secure. It's just that this canvas is has a little bit of a wave into it, so that's why it makes it look like that. But it really is still, it's secured to the light. And so we're going to continue on with our K, the letter K. Now some paintings, that's the one downside about the light pad having that little switch right there, if your hand brushes up against it. But they also make accessories where you can get a little cover that'll clip right to the side, and it's a little bit of a hard plastic cover that will prevent you from your hand from laying onto it and depressing that button to where it turns it off. I've just not gotten around to getting one, but that's okay. So we're going to continue onward. I'm sure you're telling me right now you're talking to the TV, you missed a spot, and I probably have, because I don't have my reading glasses on. I just have my regular glasses on. I have a pair of glasses that I have just specifically for the computer and doing things really up close, other than my trifocals that I wear. They're computer glasses, so the reading portion is the whole field instead of having the three: the close, the intermediate, and the far. But anyway, you didn't need to know about my eyesight, which is poor to begin with. But that's okay. We're all friends here. And I do want to tell you that the adhesive, there's varying degrees of adhesive when it comes to the diamond paintings. Now, this particular adhesive is what I would call skater glue. And the reason for it is, say I accidentally put a bead right there. Well, we know that that's not the right spot. It's got to go right here. Well, this glue is very forgiving, and I can place the tip of my pen on that particular bead and literally slide it on over, skate it on over to where I want it to go. Now, there are some canvases where the glue is not forgiving very well at all, and so you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. If you get a bead placed in the wrong place and that glue is not forgiving, you'll have to take a pair of tweezers and try to get that bead off of there, because there's no sliding it. So, and that being said, even with the skater glue, you have to be careful. You don't want to be sliding a lot of the glue all over the place, because that could compromise the stickiness of the area that you're sliding it from. So just be mindful of that. But for the most part, in all the paintings that I've done, the glue has been fairly forgiving on, most of them, really. So I haven't had too much of an issue at all. So we're just continuing to go with the letter K. I'll put a few more down in this section here. And then we'll go ahead and move on to a different letter. And let's see, we have one here. And we also have one right there. Okay. And then we'll come back. I see some more. Now I'm just going to give my little beads a little shimmy shake. And see that, make sure that they're sitting all upright. They're not all sitting upright, but that's okay. If I need more to sit upright, I'll just give it a little shimmy shake again. When it comes to diamond painting, or really anything, I'm a pretty laid back kind of a soul, so. And there we go. But it's just that easy, and there's so many different designs, so many different accessories and designs for diamond paintings and sizes, and it's just it's a neat craft to get into. You can be as basic or as advanced as you would like. It just, depends on what you're comfortable with. I myself like the 30 by 40s or 40 by 30 size. I enjoy doing those a great deal. I think it's a comfortable size for me. It's manageable. I like to try to get a couple paintings done per month. And I feel that size is the best for me. I work a full-time job, so I can only diamond paint on my time off, but of course I have my hubby and my little dog that I have, and I keep house as well, so I spend a couple hours here or there working on a painting. So for me, a couple of paintings per month is what I like to do. So I went ahead in this little section right here, and I think I pretty much got all the K's that I needed to in this particular section. Let me just give it one more little look. Knowing me, I've probably missed one or two somewhere. So what I'll do now is I will Take the lid off of my jar. Take that little stopper off. And then I can just go ahead and pour the drills that are behind, that were left behind, back into the container. Some of them like to stick to the tray. Now I had a couple that fell out, didn't know it, but that's okay. I'll just put them right back. There, oh, man overboard, where did you go? There we go. Okay, we got you, we got you. So that's the letter K. Now I think we're going to do something a little different. I think I'm going to do number 4. Number 4 is a pretty red color. So let's go ahead here. Oh, it's a beautiful bright red. Isn't that pretty? And that is number 304 in the DMC chart. So those of you who are diamond painting aficionados, that's 304 on the DMC chart. Isn't that a gorgeous, juicy red color? Oh my stars. All right. Like a really bright, brilliant raspberry. So I'm going to give it a little shimmy shake again, just to straighten them out. Again, I'm not all into having each and every one of them perfectly like little soldiers. That's not me. I'm more of a casual crafter. So we'll take our first drill of that color and apply it. And there we go. So wherever there's a 4, that's where you go. And there we go. We have a few of these to do in this particular little section. Also, you can section off your diamond paintings. You can get what they call release papers. And what they are, it's almost like a kicked up kind of a parchment paper. And they sell them in squares. And what you would do is you can peel this clear plastic off and then lay these square pieces of the release papers on the painting, and that can section off your painting, so you don't have to open an entire section. Like this is peeled back, so this is exposing all of this. I'm not even working on that. I'm only working down here. Well, your release papers would protect that all the way up on the top and just expose the portion that you want to work on. And so you can also, look online. There's shops that sell release papers. Amazon sells release papers. Etsy sells release papers. So again, different accessories. I'm just, thinking of these accessories as I diamond paint. And if you have a larger painting, a lot of folks like to section it off because it feels like it's not so overwhelming. Because sometimes with the bigger paintings, it may be a little bit daunting to look at. So when you have them covered up and you're only working on a smaller section, you just peel that small section away and you work on it. It doesn't make you feel so, like, oh my goodness, it's going to take forever to do this. So I think that's a nice thing, because you don't want to feel overwhelmed while you're diamond painting. You want it to be relaxing. And if I had any tip to give to you, I would say if you attempt to do any type of multi-placing, then you'd want to, I would say, start out with maybe a 4-placer. You don't want to jump all the way to like a 10-placer. That is a pretty big placer. Start out with, I would say, a 4-placer. And if you're going to do a 4-placer, I would say apply the drills vertically instead of trying to do it horizontally. And I'll tell you why. To me, when I apply the drills with a multi-placer vertically up and down, I feel like I can aim it up and it comes out a bit more straight than if I try to do it horizontally side by side. I feel like when I place them horizontally, I always end up going a little, cattywampus on it, and just it goes onto an angle, and nobody wants that. You want to have your lines nice and straight. So I would definitely, if you were to attempt doing any type of multi-placing, I would say start out with a 4-placer and definitely try it both ways. Try vertical, try horizontal. See which one is the most comfortable for you. I find that placing them vertically helps me to keep the lines a little bit straighter. That's just my, personal opinion. I mean, you'll get people that might, give you suggestions and stuff, and absolutely try it. You might like their technique, you might like their suggestion, you might not, but you'll never know unless you try. Just like with any kind of anything, really. You never know if you're going to like it unless you try, and for goodness sake, at least try it, because that might be the beginning of something absolutely wonderful, a great journey. Like I've started diamond painting, and it's led me on this wonderful journey to where I've gone on YouTube, and I have my own channel now, and I get to meet and interact with so many phenomenal people all over the world that I never thought I would ever have a chance to interact with. And it's been an amazing journey. And if you ever decide to go on that path, by all means, give it a shot. The diamond painting community is a wonderful community. The crafting community in and of itself is a fabulous community full of very caring, creative, amazing people. You'll build friendships that are just incredible, and we have a really good time. Friends and myself, we stay in touch. We go to Zoom meetings together, and we craft, and we talk to each other and get to see each other, and we message each other. Some people have Facebook pages. My twin sister Judy and I, she has All Fired Up Crafting Lounge here on YouTube. She and I share a Facebook page called Sassy Crafting Sisters and Misters, and it's for one and all. We welcome anybody who likes to craft, and any craft is welcome. It doesn't have to be diamond painting. You can do adult coloring. You can color with crayons and coloring books. You can whittle wood. You can work with wood burning. You can work with clay. You can crochet. You can knit. Watercolors, paint by numbers. Whatever your craft is, macrame. You head on over to Facebook and you look up Sassy Crafting Sisters and Misters, and you'll see a myriad of folks who enjoy different crafts and who like to share their love of their craft with others. And we welcome everybody to enjoy and to share their craft with us. Now, in that time, I was able to finish that section with the number 4. So what I'll do is, again, open that lid. Let's hope for the best that we don't spill any. I make no promises. And we're already We've already spilled. Oh, listen, it wouldn't be a Christmas without a little minor, hiccup here or there, so I'm not worried about it. They can be picked up. There we go. Speaking of spilling drills, my friends, there may be a time where you inadvertently knock over some drills. Maybe the cat comes up on the table and knocks over drills, but you get drills that end up on the floor. Well, if you happen to have, and you may not, but you may want to purchase a pair of stockings, like pantyhose. You can get them at the Dollar Tree, knee highs or something like that. And if you put a knee-high stocking or a piece of cloth over your vacuum cleaner, and the hose part, and you vacuum around the area where the drills are, you should be able to pick up some drills and hopefully save some of your drills. I have had the unfortunate luck of spilling drills, and so that tip did come in quite handy. So, and let's move on now to, I'm going to say, let's see, this color red right here, and I believe that's a number 6. So we will go ahead and pull up our 6, which is a very, it's a red, but it's almost like a tannish red. So we'll go ahead, pull some of that. Yeah, it's a red, but it's got a lot of tan in it too. Give it an old shimmy shake. And we'll set some drills down. See, perfectly imperfect. There we go. Come on. There we go. So I'll go ahead and set some drills down there too. All right. The old eyesight not being what it is. There we go. I have to move that over a little bit. There we are. And that's again the good thing about this particular adhesive. I call it skater glue, and that's not a bad thing. Trust me. There we go. But I certainly hope that you enjoy, if this is your first time diamond painting, if you've not done this craft before, please don't get overwhelmed. Take it easy, take it slow. There's so many tutorials out there. I actually on my channel have a tutorial about the first time diamond painters. It's a little bit of a 101, and it takes you to the basics, just like what I did in my previous video earlier this morning. And it's a fun craft to do. It's relaxing. When I've had a hard day at work, I get dinner and I come into my little crafting room and I sit down and I just sit in front of my diamond painting and do a little painting, and it just relaxes me. It puts me into another world. I listen to music. I listen to podcasts. I might have YouTube on, watching my favorite diamond painting friends and what they're up to, what they're working on. And it's that little bit of time that relaxes me. And for those who might have anxiety or, suffer from, an illness like a ADHD, this really helps out a lot. It helps you to concentrate. You're focusing on something, just this one thing for a little while. And I've heard a lot of folks that have, anxiety and ADHD and other, other things like that find diamond painting very relaxing, very helpful to them. And I think that's great. And if you do happen to stop by my channel, Debbie Gets Crafty, please consider subscribing to my channel. Watch some of my videos. My twin sister and I do a live each week. One week will be on my channel, the next week will be on her channel, and it's a lot of fun. We do some crafting, but we do a lot more laughing, and we visit with others that are in, you know, the crafting world as well. We have a good time. Also, again, we have our Facebook group, which is Sassy Crafting Sisters and Misters, because we do have some fellas that craft as well in our group. And so, again, we welcome one and all, no matter what your craft is, no matter what your level of crafting is, or if you want to just join and just look at everybody else's projects. We have some folks that don't craft at all, but they enjoy looking at everybody else's projects. So you never know, we might inspire somebody. Maybe your favorite project or your favorite craft could inspire somebody to pick up and work on that craft as well. That might start them on their own crafting journey. So we welcome you as well. And we are getting close to the end of our time. And that is my time to start putting my equipment away and get ready to watch our next presenter. And that is Craftnado. She is a wonderful crafter. She's a lot of fun as well. And I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my day watching all of these premieres and getting to chat with you all as well. I hope you stick around and watch some more. And I will be there chatting along. And please do consider subscribing to my channel. Please like, subscribe, go ahead and comment. I will say hello back to you. And join us again on our Facebook page, which is Sassy Crafting Sisters and Misters. And with that being said, of course, picking up the last of the drills that I dropped, of course, I'm going to go ahead, pack up for the day so I can enjoy my favorite premieres as well. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope it's magical and special. And I hope you have a wonderful Boxing Day tomorrow for our friends overseas. And I certainly wish each and every one of you the very best in the new year. May this be a very special and happy and healthy new year for each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves. Watch out for your friends, your family, your neighbors, and all of the animals that you consider your pets. My friends, until I see you again, and I hope I do, I send you much love. Merry Christmas. Have a great day. Goodbye.